minutes into Cambridge. Down a Market is 30 minutes into Cambridge. And, you can be in there for the evening, experiencing all the amazing cultural aspects that Cambridge is, and then be out in the country in the fresh air for the weekends.
Hello and welcome today to our Wednesday video, where we're going to be trying something slightly different. We're going to be doing short and sweet. We're going to call it the Quickfire 5. We're going to ask our very own Stuart Williamson 5 questions on the Cambridge property market, Cambridge commuter locations, and why that might be a good place to consider investing. So it's going to be, as I say, the Quickfire 5. And then if you want more information, guys, or more detail on those 5 points and then some, then you should listen to our podcast, which is out, will be out on Monday. And it's a more in-depth, deep dive on Cambridge as a location and things like that. So, Stuart, how does that sound?
Glorious.
Excellent. Okay. So, firstly, thanks for doing the video. And secondly, without further ado, let's jump in. So, starting with Cambridge as a whole, what do you say are 3 things that make Cambridge and surrounding a good buying location?
Cambridge and surrounding, good buying location. I think probably the Oxbridge Arc, the Oxford and Cambridge technology arc that basically goes right across to the north of London and over to those locations, because it's got such a lot of brilliance and intelligence there in the biotech, medtech arena. Then people just gravitate to it. Everyone knows it's there, and apparently there's as much inward investment into Cambridge as there is to its namesake in the US, Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Cambridge, Massachusetts. All right, thank you. That'll do. Cambridge city centre or commuter locations?
It depends what you want, really. I mean, it's always a dream, isn't it, to punt on the cam. We've all seen those Inspector Morse series, which obviously are not based in Cambridge or in Oxford, but it's the same sort of history. It's one of the oldest universities in the world, and to live in the centre of Cambridge would be an amazing experience. However, unless you've got £1 million plus to buy a property with, it's not going to happen. So therefore, living out in commuter land is not as sexy, but you can get just as good a time, because it's only half an hour at most. I mean, Ely is 10 minutes into Cambridge. Down a Market is 30 minutes into Cambridge. And, you can be in there for the evening, experiencing all the amazing cultural aspects that Cambridge is, and then be out in the country in the fresh air for the weekends.
Excellent. Okay, thank you. Employment. What are or who are some of the big names we should be looking out for in and around that area, the Arc or Cambridge specifically?
Well, I mean, the one that is the granddaddy of them all, that dwarfs all other companies in the area, is AstraZeneca. And it's absolutely massive. You take AstraZeneca's GDP out of the picture, and Cambridge is about 1/4 of its proper size. So AstraZeneca is huge, but it's all those companies that are linked to that. As I said, biotech, medtech, so on and so forth. But that's what it's well known for. The GDV, gross development value added, is top in the UK in Cambridge, and wages are 15% above the average in Cambridge. So that's why you'd move there, because of all the knowledge and the extra earnings potential.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of medtech there, as you say. Anyway, I won't say too much because it's supposed to be short and sweet. Transport links. What sort of have you got good links to get into the city train lines to and from if you want to get to the area? What have you got in the way of transport links, and is it well connected?
Yeah, there's heaps of dedicated bus lines. You go from different towns into the centre of Cambridge. There's also direct rail links, and it's good. The road access is pretty gnarly, to be honest, because there's been no spending on it at all. Since what's his face? What's the guy's name? Really clever bloke was there with the big hair.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, I don't think he went there, did he? That was he cracked all the codes, the Enigma codes in the Second World War.
Alan Turing. He plays Alan Turing in the film, doesn't he?
That's it. Yeah. So I don't think the roads have been improved since then. And the chief executive of AstraZeneca, his comment was that all AstraZenecans should ride push bikes around the city to deal with it. So there's good transport links. There's great links to London. It's less than an hour. So you can get around, and they are spending so much money on the whole infrastructure in that area. And it is one of those things that Andy Haldane, the new Minister for Levelling Up will be focusing on micro links, improving the economy in those locations, as opposed to big HS2 like concepts.
Excellent. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. That's the short and sweet Quickfire 5, although it might have only been 4, I'm not sure. If that sort of enticed you, if you've been listening to that and you want to find out a little bit more about Cambridge and a bit more of a, as I said before, a deep dive on, various aspects within Cambridge, then listen to our podcast, and we've got full information, more information on there, or get in touch with us.
I would give you an extra fifth point. Okay.
Oh God, here we go.
A fifth point is it's only 15 minutes to King's Lynn from Downham, and they've got some amazing sailing there. And it used to be the capital of England, King's Lynn, so it's very historical as well. And then on the other way, it's an hour to the Norfolk Broads, which is where Swallows and Amazons was set. Quite amazing.
Excellent. Okay, thank you very much, and we'll leave it there on that bombshell. Thanks. Goodbye.
Bye bye.